Students, good morning. Students, our today's lecture is on the subtopic electric flux. Okay, so before we learn about electric flux, just understood some uh, important terms related with the flux. So, first is area vector. Okay. Uh, in many calculations, as convenient, we use the area as a vector quantity. As we all know, area is a scalar quantity, but many cases, as convenient, we are using the area as a vector quantity. So for define the area as vector quantity, we consider that a small area element for which the line drawn normal to the point is specified the direction of area. So this is basically known as area vector. So we can define as uh, a small area element of a surface represent by a vector at a point on surface. Okay, it is given by del S is equal to n cap del S, where del S is magnitude of small area element. Okay, and eta cap is unit vector normal to unit vector have direction normally or we can say perpendicularly. Okay, drawn outwards. Okay, drawn outwards from the surface. Okay, and we can represent is as, suppose we have a surface of area S in that surface, let's say this is the small area ds, for which the line drawn is gives the direction of area vector at that point with a unit vector or directional vector. Okay, this is actually area vector. Next, now we understood about the electric flux. Okay, it is observed that the value of electric flux is directly proportional to the electric field, and also it is directly proportional to the area, and it also depends on the angle between the theta is angle between E and A. On combining all the three, we get phi is proportional to EA cos theta. Okay, so the value of phi is equal to K EA cos theta. For theta is equal to 0 degree, we get this phi is equal to K EA, because cos 0 is 1. For calculating K is equal to 1, we can say that the unit electric field at a place crossing the unit area of the surface, then the flux linked with the surface is 1 unit. So we can calculate that the value of K is 1. Okay, therefore this phi is equal to EA, or because it is depends on the value of cos theta, so we can calculate it as the dot product of electric field and area vector. Okay, now we understood it is by using the mathematical proof. Suppose we have some uniform field lines of a charge moving parallel to each other. Here 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 electric field lines crossing a particular area. Let's say the area of the surface from which all the three lines are linked or crossing the line surface. Let's say the area of this surface is A. Now if we just tilt the surface by an angle like this, where the angle between the two situation, one is this, and now the surface is tilted with an angle theta with electric field, then we find that only this much line, 1, 2, 3 and 4 electric field lines linked with that surface. Okay, so by drawing perpendicular from this to the fifth line this angle is also equal to theta. So how many field lines is linked with this new surface? So we can say that this is the new surface, which is a new. Okay, and how many electric field lines are linked with this? So actually this is the area vector for this situation. Therefore you have the value of hypotenuse and also the base. Then you will easily calculate from here that A nu upon dA is equal to cos theta. Therefore new area linked with the electric field line is equal to dA cos theta. Therefore we can say that the electric flux linked with the new surface is E dA cos theta. Okay, this is a small electric field. Now the total electric field linked with the surface is given by closed integral of the surface E dot dA is equal to E dot A, and this result is finally given by EA cos theta. This is actually the electric flux linked with the plane surface. Plane surface. Okay. Now this is a very simple explanation or mathematical representation of the electric flux linked with the surface. But generally we get the curved surface which are not symmetrical at every point. For example, suppose we have a surface like this, okay, and a charge is kept anywhere inside the surface. Let a charge is placed in the surface, or closed surface is at point O is Q. So the electric field lines passing through this surface is with different angle at different point. Clear? So for calculating the electric flux, we use the surface as S1, S2, S3, S4 and S5, where we observe that at this point the area vector is in the direction of electric field. Okay, and here again the area vector in the direction of electric field, but here the area vector is at an angle in direction of electric field for S3, and here again with a small angle between this, and here we observe a larger angle between the area vector and electric field. So you can calculate the electric flux for the smooth figures by adding all the value of electric flux through the small surface elements, that is phi E equal to integral of d phi E of the surface, which is equal to integral of for S1 EDS1, for S2 vector E dot DS2, for S3 E dot DS3, and so on. Okay, therefore the final result for the flux is, for the curved surface, is given by surface integral of E dot ds, which is finally equal to vector E dot vector s, where vector s is the surface integral of where vector s is the surface area of the surface, and this result we get Es cos theta okay. So this is the value of electric flux for the any surface. Now we understood the definition of this electric flux. Okay. From here we get the result is, by using these two, phi E equal to EA or vector EA, this, and this result gives the final result EA cos theta. Okay, from here you will very easily clarify that the electric flux is a scalar quantity, but it is the property of a vector quantity. Clear? Now write the definition. Form these two figures and then write the definition. Electric flux linked with any closed figure or you can say closed surface any closed surface is basically measure of total electric field lines of forces passing through the surface normally. Okay, this is the electric flux through any surface. And you can also define it as electric flux linked with any closed surface is defined as electric flux linked with any closed surface is defined as the total number of electric field lines passing normally to the surface, passing normal to the surface. Okay, these are the two definitions of electric flux passing through the surface. And then after you can use that if d phi if d phi is small electric flux linked with the surface with the small area element ds at any point of electric field at an angle theta with ds is given by d phi e equal to, as per definition, E dot ds or EDS cos theta. Okay, that is d phi is equal to EDS cos theta. Okay, now let's say this is equation first. Therefore total flux through the surface phi is equal to closed integral vector E dot ds, which is closed surface E ds cos theta is equal to E cos theta ds is electric flux Es cos theta. Clear? Now there are some special cases which are special cases. Okay, first we have when theta is greater than 0 but less than 90 degree. Okay, that is, we get for this phi e equal to positive, which is equal to phi e s es cos theta. This is positive. Okay, now here if theta is equal to 0 degree, then we get phi e is equal to plus es. Okay, this is the first case. And next case is case 2. Okay, just understood. If, or we can say when, theta is equal to 90 degree, you can calculate that value. Cos 90 is equal to 0, therefore phi is equal to es cos 90, which you get theta is equal to 0. Okay, and next we have the third case, case 3, when theta is greater than 90 degree but less than 180 degree. Clear? Therefore we get phi is equal to negative, which is equal to minus es cos theta for any value of theta in between 90 to 180. Okay, and for theta is equal to 180 degree from phi e es cos 180 degree, we get this phi is equal to negative es. Now students, you get here this value is maximum when electric field and area vector both are in the same direction, and for this case you will get the value of phi is minimum when electric field and area vector parallel to each other but opposite in direction, which means in anti-parallel case the value of electric flux is negative. Okay. Now here electric flux is scalar quantity, but it is effect of, or we can just understood, it is the measurement of electric field, and you know that the electric field is a vector quantity. Okay, so the significance of electric flux is to measure the electric field for a given surface. Significance of electric flux is to measure the electric field through the given surface, electric field lines. Okay, through the given surface. This is the significance of the electric flux. Now, SI unit of flux is Newton. From here, Newton Coulomb inverse meter square, so you can write it Newton meter square Coulomb inverse. Okay, from this electric field has unit Newton Coulomb, Newton per Coulomb, and surface area has unit meter square. And dimensional formula, dimension of flux is Newton, which means dimension of force MLT minus 2 meter L2, and this is AT minus 1. So this you get dimension of flux, electric flux is ML3 T minus 3 A minus 1. Okay, you can also understood the electric flux line for the different surfaces. Like suppose you have a plane surface and the electric field lines are moving from the surface in such a way. Okay, now here you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines are moving from the surface X for any small area normal to the surface. Okay, and second situation is if the electric field lines passing through the surface by making an angle from the same surface is 1, 2, 3 and 4. Initially the 5 lines are linked with the surface, but here only 4 lines are linked with the surface. This is surface and this is area vector. Okay, and let's say we are using this area vector at that point which is passing normal to the surface. This is the small angle theta between the electric field line and ds. Okay, and for simple calculation you can use a cuboidal surface for which this is the unit of area vector and this is electric field lines crossing the surface. Okay, clear? So this is all about electric flux. Next, we understood about the solid angle. Okay, so what is a solid angle? So simply a solid angle is the angle in three-dimensional space which is equal to the plane angle in 2D. Okay, but it is in the three-dimensional space. So you can also define the solid angle is subtended by an arc at the center of the sphere of radius r. Okay, that is see, suppose we have a point O and there is a solid surface having an angle this angle is called a solid angle and denoted by d ohm. So as this is the direction of radial vector r, so at this point the area vector ds making an angle theta with the r cap of radius vector. This is radius, so we can define the angle subtended by a small area element at the center of the sphere. Okay, solid angle is angle subtended by a small area element of at the center of a sphere of radius r. At okay, of radius r. Okay, that is solid angle is given by ds cos theta upon r square. Okay, so net solid angle by a closed spherical surface or closed surface ds cos theta upon r square is equal to 4 pi steradian. Okay, this is a solid angle. Okay, so students, in the next lecture we understood about the Gauss's law and how applied the Gauss's law. Thank you.